Morning, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Hope you guys are going to have a good weekend. It's Saturday. We got a big football weekend coming up. A lot of playoff scenarios here with the games. But let's talk about the Jets game today because that's what this video is going to focus on. The Jets game today. Today at 4:25, the Jets are taking on the Miami Dolphins for the second time this season. Of course, the Jets game is absolutely meaningless to them. They, like I've been saying, and everyone knows, they've been insignificant since Halloween. So this is a meaningless game for the Jets. But on the other hand, the Dolphins are 8-8. The Jets are obviously we know are 4-12. The Dolphins do have a chance here, and that is if the Broncos beat the Chiefs today, and the Chiefs are starting like their bench guys, their second stringers. If the Broncos lose to the Chiefs today and the Dolphins beat the Jets, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen anyway, the Dolphins can get into the playoffs at 9-8. Now, I'm not a Dolphin fan, but I got to be honest with you, that's pretty impressive if you think about it, because the Dolphins started out the season 2-6. Now they've gone 6-2 since then, and they didn't have Tua in the beginning because he was injured and whatnot. So they've gone 6-2. Now they're 8-8, and they can make the playoffs today if they beat the Jets and the Kansas City Chiefs second stringers beat the Broncos. Now, if the Broncos win the game, they automatically get the last wild card spot, which is in itself also impressive for what the Broncos have, starting a rookie quarterback. And really, Sean Payton, I think, has done a great job there. So they would get the last AFC playoff spot, the wild card. Now, there's a scenario where the Bengals can get it. I think the Broncos lose, the Dolphins lose, and the Bengals beat Pittsburgh today, and they can get the last wild card spot. So there's a whole bunch of scenarios that can happen here. But the fact of the matter is, to me, is that after this embarrassing, humiliating Jets season that they've had, one of the worst, if not the worst, in my opinion, just because of the players they have and all this hype with Aaron Rodgers and all this stuff that nothing ever came up to with it. This is just a shame to see them have such a bad season, but you can still eke into the playoffs at 9-8 in this league. And they couldn't even get to 9-8 with this team they have. It's a disgrace. It's embarrassing, to watch. And I got to tell you, this is my favorite day. This has become my favorite day in the NFL season over the past years, is the last day of the season. Because I know I don't have to watch any more New York Jet games. I don't have to suffer through these guys embarrassing you as a fan, embarrassing themselves as a team. Every year this seems to happen, and it's my favorite my favorite time. Get the Jets out of the way so I don't have to watch them anymore, and now I can start covering some real football, some good playoff games. And I'm going to do that this year. I'm going to cover the other playoff games. I'd like to do that and get the Jets out of the way and start to cover some real football, some good football. So I think today with the Jets game is at 4:25, and I think the Chiefs and Broncos game is at the same time. So they're going to be watching that scoreboard. I don't know that the Chiefs backup guys are going to be able to beat the Broncos, because the Broncos themselves are playing for their playoff lives here. They have to win this game. They can't depend on the Jets to beat Miami, because that's not going to happen. Or Steelers. I don't know if the Steelers are sitting their guys. And I'll be honest with you, the Pittsburgh is impressive. Mike Tomlin does a great job over there. But they're pretty. I think they're going to be, even when they get to the playoffs, I think they're going to be a 1-and-out anyway. Assuming they get to the playoffs. I don't know their full scenario, but I don't know that they've been playing really bad, poorly lately. I don't think they're gonna get past the first round if they even do make it in there. So I could see the Bengals beating them today. But anyway, there's so much stuff going on and playoffs and there's games today. I know the Baltimore Ravens can put away their division if they win their game today. So against the Browns. So there's a lot of stuff going on. It's exciting. It's good for those fan bases to be involved, but it's terrible for our fan base, the Jet fan base, and the Giants fan base as well, to see us just not even involved, just being so irrelevant and insignificant. So it's just too bad to see that. But anyway, as far as today's game goes with the Dolphins, I don't think the Jets are going to win this ball game. Unfortunately, they're starting Aaron Rodgers. I really, really wished, after he kind of caved on the team last year. Well, actually, last week, he actually gave permission to Ulbrich to bench him. I think it's time to put Tyrod in there, or something along those lines. It's the same thing as quitting on the team, but he even has to ask permission for the coach to go ahead and bench him. The coach just, the whole thing is going to get blown up at the end of the season. I'm so happy. I'm looking forward to that. Let's just get this thing over with and done with. But anyway, I don't even want to see the guy play today. I wish they would bench him and tell him, your future ain't here. Just move on. We got to take the beating. We got to take the cap hit, and then we got to move on from you. I just don't think they're even going to say that. I just hope that they end up doing it. I don't even know. I think this might be a close game, just because it's a division game. They play close anyways. So maybe the Jets can keep it close, but I think they're going to win by probably 7. They're going to lose. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. They're not going to win this game. They're going to lose this game by probably, I would say, 7 to 10 points. I unfortunately for you Dolphin fans out there, if anybody watches, I don't think the Chiefs backup guys can beat Denver today. So that'll squash your hopes anyway. But hey, listen, you never know. The Chiefs backup guys might be better than most teams' first guys. So I don't know. I don't know that. I don't follow that team. So. But either way, the Dolphins got to win this game to have any kind of a chance, and they know it, and they're going to do it. I think Tua will probably pass all over the Jets secondary, which I don't think is that good. Statistically wise, they look good, but I just don't look. I don't see them that good. The penalties and the passing yards, passing teams don't have a problem throwing the ball on these guys, and I just don't think the Jets can win this ball game. Like I say, the Dolphins are probably going to pull this one out by, I would say, maybe 7. 10 points, something around that lines. But the Jets will lose today. They'll fall to 4-13. And let's just hope that they erase this whole debacle, this whole embarrassment, this whole Aaron Rodgers test and try they had, and get rid of this guy. Nothing against him. I'm sure he's already said in a couple of interviews I've seen. He's even mentioned teams he maybe like to play next year if the Jets don't want him. That would be enough for me. I don't really care. Get rid of the guy. I don't care if he goes to Cleveland, Tennessee, Raiders, or some other teams. I can't remember all of them, and I don't care. Just let the guy go. Take the cap hit and get. I know the Jets. They interviewed Mike Vrabel the other day, and I know from what I understand, he said it depends on the GM they hire. So there's a whole thing there. I don't care if they interviewed a guy or not. I don't see Vrabel coming here. I think he'll end up being with the Pats or something else. I don't see him coming here, but you never know, I guess. So Rex Ryan was interviewed the other day. Ron Rivera, we all know that. I made a video on that. So we'll see what happens here. But let's just, as Jet fans, hope that they can at least do something with a coach, general manager, get rid of Aaron Rodgers. I don't care if you got to start Tyrod Taylor all next year. Get a young guy in here to learn, follow the system. Don't throw him out to the wolves like you did Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold and all these other guys in the past. You see what Sam Darnold's doing now. He's fantastic. So let's not make that mistake again. But I know, being a Jet fan for so many years, I know they're going to make that mistake anyway, but I still cross my fingers at the end of every year. So anyway, Jets are going to lose today. Going to lose by probably 7 or 10 points. And we'll see what happens with the playoffs. And as soon as the playoffs start next week, I'll be covering maybe a couple of those games, 2 or 3 of the games in my videos. So let's watch some good football and let's hope for the best. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and I will be talking to you very soon. Bye now.